Welcome to episode 3 of Everything Under the Sun with your host Pooja. Today, let us take a look at our feelings and emotions, especially the sad ones, and truly embrace them for what they are. Feeling every emotion is important. Living every emotion is more important. Have you found yourself feeling low for no apparent reason, but then feeling ashamed for feeling low? Because you're blessed with the basics of life and you're supposed to feel grateful, right? How often do we allow ourselves to feel sad? Have you thought? Why are we taught that feelings and living our emotions is a sign of weakness? Why can't we cry in front of people easily? I have that problem. I can't cry easily in front of people. And I don't know why. And why are we in such a hurry to say, I'm okay, it's all right, nothing's wrong? Especially when these emotions are of sadness and disappointment. Now, I'm not talking about huge losses or obvious rock bottoms of life. At that point, we do allow ourselves because somewhere we feel it is justified and no one will judge us. But I'm talking about the days when you just go numb. Not because something went wrong or anything drastic happened. The days when all those disappointments and failures over the years just hit you unexpectedly with these tsunami of emotions. The days you just want to hide in your bedroom and blast that music in your headphones in an attempt to drown out those feelings and those thoughts. Nothing cheers you up. Absolutely nothing does, and you know nothing will. Those days when you don't want to talk to anyone. And if anyone asks you, hey, what's wrong? Why are you feeling low? It just enrages you so much. You just feel like punching that wall. I hope some of you out there have felt this, otherwise, it's just going to be me. In the past, I've never allowed myself to feel or live such days. But now I make it a point to live this side of life fully because nothing is worse than faking optimism where there is none. I'm not talking about depression. That is a topic in itself, and depression can go on for days and months. I am not a doctor or an expert on that. And this is not negative thinking, this is not giving up. This is much more subtle than that. I know I am blessed. I am aware I have a lot to thank for. I am aware good things will happen at some point in life, but on that day, on that day, I feel sad. On some days. And in those days, you're not meant to force gratitude on yourself or force positive thinking. Trust me, that worsens the feeling. Every advice or positive content online has its time and place. If you have not yet watched the movie Inside Out, please do. It may seem like a children's movie, but I believe it is more for us grown ups. The movie represents each emotion as a character. There is happiness, sadness, fear, anger, and in the end of the movie, they show the importance of sadness. Without contrast, we will never enjoy life. I read a story somewhere I would like to share with you. There's a criminal who's committed a lot of crimes and murders, and he gets killed in an encounter. He reaches a place that looks like heaven, and God meets him there. And God shows him all these luxuries that he has there, a plush house, loads of money, unlimited liquor, lot of women, everything that he had ever dreamt of. And he's overjoyed. After a few months of living this life continuously, he gets really depressed and sad, and he starts thinking, is this really what I wanted? It gets so monotonous. So he tells God, he says, God, I don't think heaven is for me. Please send me to hell. And then God replies, who told you this is heaven? Think about this story. Most of us are living in survival mode. We are always aspiring the ultimate luxury. And we are so proud of our work ethics, you know, because we're so busy. We have no time for feeling low. We would rather brush off our feelings or just shove them under a rug or overcomplicate by thinking too much. I believe unless you're in a profession where lives are dependent on you, If you're a doctor or a soldier, or you are in service to humanity, nature, or animals, or you're in such a critical job, what you do is just a job. That's it. Most of us are in the corporate field, especially IT. Let's face it, our jobs pay our bills. There's nothing to be proud of if you're slogging 24/7 for a company while draining your inner strength, while draining yourself. Accepting all emotions, the good, the bad, is imperative. Let us not try to be so busy that we have no time to deal with our feelings and our emotions, and at the end of the day, we are just left with a vacuum inside. This is not about taking time to process anything, don't get me wrong. It's more about non action, and that is what I'm trying to drive today. Non action. Acknowledging these emotions exist, not scolding yourself for feeling a certain way, not trying to move on or cheer up, just be in that moment. This is like the elephant in the room, so to say. Imagine having tea in silence with this elephant in the room. No conversations, no sorting out stuff, no processing of anything. Just being. Accepting the fact that you are human and intellectually you have set up those high standards for yourself. You have developed coping mechanisms, survival skills. You may have made peace with your past. You have forgiven those who needed to be forgiven. You have had good times and good friends. And you've also had those rare spiritual moments and realizations. But now more than ever, acknowledging that yes, life hurts. Accepting that absences are felt strongly. Disappointments are still very, very real, whether caused by people or circumstances. Yes, there are still things so wrong in life. There is still so much more of your potential that is unable to shine. To sit quietly in quiethood with no expressions, being in that space inside, nodding at these facts, nodding at these feelings, just being in the moment. If tears wants to flow, let them flow. But the most important thing is being unapologetically in the moment. Trust me when I say talking to someone during this time will not help you at all. Because you see, you're not upset or angry about something specific. What it all means is your soul seems tired. Hush your mind. Ignore your heart's babbles. Let your soul breathe. Let your soul be noticed. Your tired, tired soul. Come tomorrow, you will have to wake up, dress up, show up. But until then, just be. When I decided to share my writing through my blog, I said to myself, this is not just, I'm not just going to share one side of life, the happy, perky, uplifting side of life, the grateful, gratitude, that side of life, but all facets of life as it chooses to manifest. Hope this reaches people who have experienced what I have shared here. I want them to know they are not alone. There is someone out there that can feel as deep and as through and through as they do. Life, when raw, is the most beautiful. So stop shoving things under the carpet. If you feel like taking action, do it. If not, that's absolutely all right. Practice just being the authentic you. It feels like now we have to unlearn things of the way we have been taught to be a certain way, to be an adult, to be a child, to be an elderly person. Just unlearn. Try and connect with the real you inside and try to just be you, being the authentic you. Thanks for listening. If you like my content, please follow and share. Next week, we will talk about a very lovable, beautiful, and enchanting personality, a god without the hassles of a god, our very own Krishna. Until then, stay safe, sending you loads of love, and just be. Signing off, your host, Pooja.